Many flowers possess a rather simple structure. They are open with flat petals, and their reproductive structures are exposed, making it easy for animal pollinators to reach the nectar, to reach pollen, to have pollen deposit themselves on the animal pollinators, etc. Thus, a variety of animal pollinators can visit these flowers, from bees to beetles to flies, including many flies which resemble bees to confuse predators, and ants, and many others. A problem is, however, these flowers may not have pollinators which are faithful to that flower only. So, for example, if these pollinators go from flower number one to a second flower of a different species, then the pollen, the sperm from flower number one, can be deposited on flower number two, a different species, where pollination will not occur. Thus, flower number one has wasted some of its investment in reproduction because its pollen grains were not transported to a place where they might pollinate a flower of the same species. So thus, many flowers attempt to encourage pollinator fidelity by specializing on a specific pollinator. So sizes of flowers can vary. Colors of flowers can vary. So for example, bees prefer colors of blue and yellow and can see in ultraviolet, and thus many flowers have ultraviolet guidelines that humans can't see. Butterflies and hummingbirds prefer red flowers, and bees in general do not see the color red, and so therefore they are less likely to visit these flowers. Flies prefer flowers which have the appearance of, say, mottled browns and reds and perhaps appearing as rotting flesh. And many flies are attracted to flowers which, instead of smelling sweet, have kind of a sweaty or an odor associated with rotting material. Some flowers are difficult to open in order to reach the nectar, and so thus bees, which are strong insects, are more likely to pollinate these flowers. Some flowers possess nectar at the bottom of long tubes, and so only pollinators which have long tongues, like a hummingbird, or a long proboscis, like a butterfly or moth, are able to pollinate these flowers. If a flower can reward a specific type of pollinator, it then encourages fidelity among the pollinators, making it more likely that this bee, butterfly, or hummingbird will go from one flower of this species to a second flower of the same species, thus allowing pollination.